Yo, you tuned into the Notion Podcast. I'm your host, Dizzy D Spill, with my co-host in the building.
Jelani Evans.
It's Farmer Poe.
Welcome back, fellas.
What's going on?
Oh, man, you know, same old. I got a shout out to the people that thought we stopped podcasting. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but we showed up.
Somebody did ask me, like, how's the podcast going? I'm like, good. We just on a slight break. We're like,
we can take breaks. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else at their job have breaks and stuff like that, right?
I mean, your favorite TV show got 8 episodes, and now you complaining about
and ain't listened to all the episodes of the podcast.
You probably
watched it today
for the next season.
Right.
Your favorite.
Yeah, they watched the whole season today, though. They already finished.
They watched all 8. That's why they start releasing it like
weekly,
bro. Because it's like if they release everything. 2 days, I'm done.
Yeah. And we sitting back like, y'all need to go back to work, man.
2 days, I'm done. I'm Googling when does season 3 come out.
And be hella mad when you don't get no info.
What do you mean?
February 2025.
You following the cast members to see if they going to work?
Fuck y'all doing?
What do you mean you're in Belize? Y'all not recording?
Fuck you mean you on strike?
The writers are back. Let's get things popping.
Yeah, bro. They came to an agreement ASAP.
Yo, as soon as the writers came back, I started checking to see if stuff had been updated. Like, what about this one? No. What about this one? No.
I treat the shows like my tracking information after I purchase something. I need to see the movement right after I purchase.
So y'all just stopped writing. Y'all didn't stop writing, buddy.
Hey, you want to know what's crazy?
Y'all stopped sending in y'all work.
I was really pissed off about like animes too, because like they're based off of mangas. Right, they're based off of mangas, and those have been written. Like they got multiple. Like, y'all got script.
Yeah. Ain't nobody running out of no paper and no ink.
Let me ask you a question. I have not watched movies, TV shows on a consistent basis it seemed like a couple years now. So I've been out of the loop for this at least whole year during the strike. So like, wasn't no shows popping? What's happening,
bro?
It was just like you might have got left on a cliffhanger.
Yeah,
I heard certain shows like they ended them in the midst of the strike, and it's like they ended them unfinished.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's certain shows that like they ended and it's not coming back. Okay. Yeah. And then I heard there's a show that they brought back, but because of the strike, they just So it just depended on where it was at, and then it was like. If your show was lucky enough to have the full episodes in the season, it was like after that season, like everything was up in the air, big question marks.
Yeah, real talk.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I hope they come back because they left me hanging.
I just learned to move on, man.
You know,
I'm just moving on to another show.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really watch shows anymore based on the fact that you don't know if there's going to be another season, and I've had that happen a few times, or I've had them wait too long in between seasons. Like, what show was it I really got into, and then it seemed like they went on hiatus for a year and a half. BMF.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even watch BMF.
My problem, these shows don't fucking end.
Yeah.
Like
what are you watching, Friends?
Like, but you did there's no resolution to like the plot. It's like they just keep. You think you finna figure it out.
You watching Seinfeld?
I heard your joint Frasier coming back, so you should be good.
Ooh, what?
Yeah.
He's really excited. I was joking.
I was finna Google that.
It is coming back though.
You about to call all the homies. You know Big Frey coming back, right?
Look, back when you in trouble and your parents take the cable out your room, but all you got is the basic TV, you learn to love some shit.
Hey, that is real talk. Like, I did learn to love watching some Seinfeld here and there.
You gotta watch the little bit of TV that's left before your parents come home, so you try to get all the shows in. That's like right after school.
Yo, MASH be going crazy, like,
bro. That shit don't never go.
I ain't even gonna hold you. I hated MASH, dog.
I used to be like, man, why is this shit on?
When MASH came on,
you knew what time it
was.
Was. Yeah, it was time to go to sleep.
My nigga, but how? It's on all day.
Now.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You know what? It's crazy.
We had DirecTV. So,
you got DirecTV?
We had DirecTV.
I was about to say, I got YouTube TV, and you know, they have like live, so you can watch it like you would cable, regular channels and whatnot. And I'm flipping through, and I'm like, yo, a lot of these stations are getting by just by running consistent episodes of stuff. Nobody's watching King of the Hill all day.
I ain't gonna lie.
I kind of would go in on watching King of the Hill.
Do be certain.
Simpsons? Yeah, okay, you got me.
But bro, they've been that's the most consistent show.
Shit crazy.
Ever.
How you still watching that shit?
They not aging. I'm telling you right now, Maggie's like 36, 37.
Hey, look.
Well, you know what? Nobody ever addresses that. Nobody ever addresses how a cartoon character is like, they'll be on for like 18 seasons and they'll go through a mess of stuff, but nobody gets older.
Nah, but when with the Simpsons,
they will have 1 or 2 episodes where they age.
But see, I always went to, man, I wonder what they'd be like when they get older. And then they show the age episodes and those suck.
Yeah, they're not,
like when they get older, like those suck.
It depends on the show, but I get what you're saying though. Sometimes it
I ain't gonna lie. I think if Huey and Riley grew up on Boondocks, it would still be lit. I think they would still be lit, bruh.
The memes that they show with like the cartoon aged up stuff, like people doing the age.
Oh yeah, like they got swag and yeah.
You can't do the Boondocks no more. Gramps is gone. R.I.P. Joe.
I did see an alternate concept that somebody pitched out there that granddad passes and then they go live with granddad's sister auntie and they get Jennifer Lewis to play the auntie. I was like, I could see that working. Because Jennifer Lewis is hilarious to me. I could see that kind of working.
I was trying to throw somebody under the bus. I'm like, you know who's not hilarious, but we're not gonna do that today. Okay. Matter of fact, we're not gonna do it.
You ain't finna Steve Harvey
on mic. We're gonna do it after, but not you guys won't get
director's
to see
cut.
Yeah.
Patreon.
Hit us up on Patreon. Wait for me to make the Patreon.
I'm about to say, you got a Patreon? See? I didn't get the email. Whoa.
We finna do it now. Sorry about that, y'all.
I know I've been off the grid. Sheesh.
Yo, Poe, what you got, bro? Before we dive into the conversation, bro, what you got, man?
Look, check it out, people.
What you got?
So, a lot of y'all get out the shower.
That's how you gonna start it off,
if you do,
that's crazy.
I don't know.
Pause.
Listen, you get out the shower.
Shout out to Cam. Pause.
Some of y'all feel as though you don't have to moisturize, right? Right here. This is God-given.
That's what it's called?
This is called Earth Tones right here.
What is it made of?
This is body butter. All natural.
Body butter, okay.
All natural?
All natural.
Is it organic? Let me see.
Yo, is that mayonnaise?
That's sweet orange and lavender. But no, look, check. So,
I do like the smell.
Get you a little sample of this, man.
You said these sweet oranges from the ladder?
Get you a sample of that.
No, this actually smells great right here.
I did just wash my hands, so.
Just sample. So.
Okay.
Ooh.
Man, they hands not toes. See, really butter in these bags.
You got the lid to this?
A lot of y'all
set it over here.
Using these products that got like 1 million ingredients, like we were just showing.
You got me.
Hand that to you, man, real quick.
They finna see me over here glistening.
Like we were just talking about with the juice. So this guy like probably 6 ingredients, all natural.
What you trying to say, bro? Because you gave me more than him, bro.
He say your knees. Hey, go ahead. Go ahead and tap the caps. That's what he's saying.
Pause. Pause the whole time.
I don't see where that's needed, but all right, yeah, sure.
No, I'm just talking about it's a whole bunch of niggas over here.
Yeah.
You know
buttered up.
So look. Pause this whole video. But yeah, the body butter.
This is
all natural butters, all
natural
natural oils. You see, it's not.
So this is definitely an alternative
greasy.
for lotion, right?
It's for sure.
Right.
It's not an alternative for lotion. Lotion was an alternative for this right here.
This
Understand? Yeah.
You paying attention?
Check that out.
There we go.
Right?
Do your research.
Okay. You got the cap to this, so I could cover it up. I don't want to waste it.
Yeah, do your thing.
Let me see.
We got deodorants right here.
Want to hand him his thing?
This is all natural deodorant as well.
Joint.
No
top on this.
aluminum in here.
I'm gonna put this right here for display.
Called lavender, huh?
You need my cash app? So
that way I could
that I'm gonna tell you is the truth. I have
and that's the deodorant, right?
That's deodorant. I have raving reviews about it. I have a coworker who's a thicker black woman. You know?
BBW.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Shout out to the BBWs though. But
bro,
she used
BMWs go crazy, bro. German vehicles.
I'm not even. So she said she was using a lot of like layers of women's deodorant and then layers of men's deodorant for a while.
Word.
Caught my and caught my shit, and she ain't had to use nothing else since. I sold it to some barbershops. The barbers in there like, yo.
Oh, so you just been selling out.
You can wear it all day. Come back home, you still ain't gonna have no perspiration and all this, the smell, all of that.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the prices?
So the body butter, 18.
That's with the Notion discount, or
Deodorant, 15. And we got.
Oh yeah, there it is.
It's that season. Get
My
your
man
lips
got a
right.
Zip a chapstick.
I know a lot of y'all keep licking your lips and all that, and using chapstick, Vaseline, and all that. Those have a lot of additives as well. That's why your lips become addicted to those products. These are all natural, so similar to my recipe for the deodorant, but the lip balm, obviously.
Flavors or fragrances?
Yeah, so I got the sweet orange and lavender, just like the body butter, and then this one is the matcha and lemon and mint. Now, this one right here, I'm not going to lie. This has, I think, extreme healing properties as far as like for your skin.
Okay.
I've used it. I've had extremely bad eczema in between my finger, and what I've used this for for other cuts and things like that, it heals very fast.
So that's probably your favorite out of the two.
Yes.
Personally, for your personal,
Yes, for sure.
yeah. Okay.
So these is 5, and then last but not least, we got Vapor Rub.
Vapor Rub.
Wait. Hold up, dog. Like,
you feel me?
Kind of like Vicks, like
ain't that kind of like Vicks? This is Pose right here. I don't know who Vic is. Who is that?
Number 7 for the Atlanta Falcons. What you talking about? Lefty?
I never met Vic. But this right here.
I mean, me neither. I seen him play. He was fast.
This is for when you get sick. I don't know who Vic is, but
yo, this is
yeah,
okay.
That's a new one.
Yeah,
that's a new one for sure. Cause I hear you.
Vapor
and you
Rub
said
right
this is sweet orange and Cleophas.
That's eucalyptus.
Eucalyptus.
That's retarded.
No, that's on my radar right there, because you know the season's coming up. People are going to be getting colds, little kids and stuff like that. So I think that right there.
Yeah, especially if you got Young Life.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's what we're doing.
And where can they find you to purchase any of these products?
Hit me on Instagram. I get it to you fast.
Okay.
I'm working on the website. So.
Okay. All right.
We'll talk about that when we get off of here.
Yeah, definitely. You want to say the name on Instagram, just for people that have a hard time navigating.
My name is... No, I was just playing. Edgar Alpo. You see my name right there? If you on here on my live, you know the hell what it,
that's
man,
IG.
If you don't go in the DMs and the messages
you got to get YouTube too.
Yeah, them
right?
too.
Yeah. Them too. Man, the love.
Wow.
Nah, I'm just saying.
Whoa.
He's doing well.
EDGARALPO3 on Instagram. I was saying to say.com.
Hey man, it's a habit. It's all right. It's a habit.
Yeah.
For sure, man. We definitely gonna talk off mic about some of these products, man. That we gonna be apprehending.
But I believe in it. Now, real talk. I think my shit hitting, especially the body butter and the deodorant. I don't think it's too many other products messing with mine right now. Yeah. So
that's how you're supposed to be about your product. You put time, time and energy. You try to perfect it. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So yeah, you wanna. Ain't nothing wrong with being more than confident. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know what to do. Y'all know where to find Poe. I don't remember how to say his name and stuff.
Rinse, lather, exfoliate, and moisturize this. A lot of y'all just be,
we got the Kicks and Sneakers juice.
Doing the bare minimals.
This is good for a good workout, hoop sessions, gaming sessions, all of that. If you play Warzone and you don't feel like getting up, you get you some Jelani juice.
Whoa, hold up. I'm not gonna be here. I ain't gonna be here when that happens. Pause. I'm gonna be at home with the youth, man.
Pause.
The children, man. I'll be at home with the children. Man.
Yo, let's dive into it, man, because I already know. Lil Pump.
Whoa.
Lil Pump, the rapper. Lil Pump, the rapper. It's crazy.
Okay.
Lil Pump, the rapper.
Is irrelevant, but go on.
Definitely irrelevant. But the reason why I'm starting with all of these names is because it seems like there's been an oversaturation of celebrities trying to clout chase, because obviously their names aren't ringing like they're used to. So I feel like they're doing a lot of antics on social media trying to get people to remember them. That's how I take all of the news that we getting ready to talk about. So Lil Pump gets online and he says, if you are 25 and older, you are basically seconds if you are single or if you're looking for somebody. And
hold on, say that one more time.
If you are 25 and older and single, you're basically like seconds. You know what I mean?
Like, what that mean?
Like, you seconds as far as in...
Oh, because you're too old?
Yeah, you basically... I didn't know 25 was too old. I think that's fairly young, but he's basically... That was the statement he was making. And I wanted to get y'all perspectives, but my perspective is I think is stupid.
How old is he?
I don't know, but I know he's younger than us. You know what I'm saying? And I just think, to me, that was a little bit of a clout chase right there.
I mean,
it's crazy because his perspective not perspective, his preference.
But let's be specific, because it was geared towards women.
Yeah,
as he said,
yeah, for sure.
If you are 25 and if you're over 25 and you're single, you're considered a leftover woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, first and foremost, I'm not taking anything serious from anybody named Lil Pump. I don't care. And then if you know anything about him, you're like, bro, he probably was on something when he said it. So like, how much, like, he's not relevant. You trying to do that to be trending? Like, nobody really you're not really a factor. So saying that, it's just, well, who cares? On the same breath, it's crazy because I feel like in life you don't really find out who you really are or what you really want until you start to get into your late 20s, early 30s, because you haven't really experienced life until you hit 21.
You know it all when you 20.
When you hit 21, that's when you're really considered an adult. I know I say, 18 you're legal, but 21, when you're out there in the world by yourself and you have to make decisions and engage in things and live like, that's when you really start to learn, right? And as you start to learn, you start to gather who you are as a person. Like, your personality really forms and takes shape, and you really start to understand who you are, what it is you want, and what it is you don't want. And it doesn't happen in the course of a couple of years. It takes time. So by the time you hit 27, 28, you've been out there dating, you've been out there experiencing life, you have an idea of what you want moving forward as far as life goes. So once you can say that, now you have a better idea of what type of person you want to deal with, you want to interact with, you want to build and grow with. So to have somebody who's probably around that age, I don't know how old he is, I didn't Google it because I don't care about him, but to have somebody that's probably around that age make that type of statement, it's just like, you obviously know nothing. You gotta be like 24, 25, because you're still trying to figure out life. If you've witnessed Lil Pump from where he started to where he is now, he doesn't even know what he wants to do with himself.
Yeah, because my thing is,
Lil Pump is 23 years old.
Yeah, and that's even worse, bro. You're 23, bro.
But it seems like a lot of young people that are visually successful is what I'll put it, because we find out the truth about a lot of people in entertainment later on in life, that they think they have the world figured out, or they think they understand things and they've seen it all and done it all. And personally, I think a lot of these kids, because I look at them as kids now, think that they've seen it all and done it all because they've either done some form of drugs and they've had some kind of sexual experiences that's beyond the average person, so they think they've seen it all and done it all. And that's not the definition of experience. That's an isolated incident. You know what I mean?
For sure.
You don't. And for the record, if there is any young people listening right now, you don't know. You don't. But they. You don't, because when it comes to knowing things,
forgive them.
When you have knowledge, it's a lot of it is experience. Broke days, good days, bad days, days where everything goes wrong, back to back to back.
Preach.
You know what I'm saying? That's when you've had experience. And I hear, and we used to hear that in music, right? We used to hear artists talk about like the way they grew up and struggles. Yeah. Now, the music is kind of bashing the people that came from that life, when the people that came from that life created the music and the possibilities of hip hop. So it's just like they get to this age, or they not even age, they get to this position in life where they think they got it. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you don't really know what life is until you start burying people that you thought was going to be here forever. You start losing relationships that you thought was going to be there forever. You know what I'm saying?
Losing money.
You start losing money.
Gonna be here for
hey, and then it ain't nothing worse than losing money. Be like, yo, I'm broke, and then you lose everything after that, and you're like, wait, hold on, I thought this was the bottom.
I thought I was broke. Now I'm broken.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I'm like, this.
That's experience.
Thing is like that shit just sounds.
Yeah. Again, so you have somebody that's not even at the age of 25 speaking about like you have no idea like. That's what I'm saying. Like he had to be on something, or that like he's speaking out the side of his neck. There's no validity to what he's saying because he doesn't have the life experience to back up that. You know what I'm saying? Random nonsense he spewed.
Well, put it like this: he's 23, right? How old was Pac when he passed away?
25.
25. That's a two years. Look at the difference, and you can tell the difference as far as an intellect and stuff. But what that man went through in those 25 years of living versus what this kid got to experience. Keywords, what you got to experience versus what somebody lived through. People still to this day look at Pac's content and can't believe he was only 25 because that was a certain amount of wisdom. And not to say that there's not young people out there like that, but that's just not what's being promoted.
Your experiences, what you go through, you feel me, what you choose to intake really determines the level of intellect.
Absolutely.
And a lot of people haven't had nearly enough life experiences at the age of 23. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a lot. I'm not saying all. It definitely depends on, you know, where you were at, how you were raised, who you were raised by, and like again, what you had to go through. But I mean, bruh, I was out on my own at 17. So what I had to experience and go through before I even hit 21. And I was in the streets versus what somebody who's had a sheltered life and, you know, and lived with parents or came from money or, you know what I'm saying, got rich quick on a hype or something like that. Like, completely different life experiences.
We've been out here down there 20 years doing this shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like
20 years.
Yeah.
Like
he just now, think about that. He's what, 23?
23.
We've been doing this since I've been out the house. I was probably what, like 19.
Yeah.
It's about 19, like 19.
Yeah.
So
I had my gang woke up.
Damn near,
bruh.
I had my gang woke up.
I like to break it down like we all in our 30s, right? Look at what we've seen versus what some of these young people have seen. They've got to see social media. They've got to see a lot of convenience. There was no Lyft. There was no Uber as a way of income. Shit. When you look at the things we've seen in the world Trade Center, wars, you know what I'm saying? Recessions. This is all before 40 years old. You know what I'm saying? Pandemics. Something that even our grandparents hasn't seen. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like, it may come off to some of y'all young folks as hating or just, man, whatever. But it's like, no, we've really been through and seen things at a much younger age than you guys are now. And still, you know, experiencing stuff. And that's why we know what to say, what not to say, and how to navigate. Not say stupid shit like.
Well, I mean, like, it's also, I was thinking, experience a certain amount and a certain level of trauma.
Yeah. Real talk.
To where you had to learn how to operate and navigate at low points in your life, and a lot of them not being of your own fault.
Yeah. They got this
you know
outrage
what I'm saying?
culture where they want to be outraged about everything. So
I mean, yeah, and that's all fine and dandy. But remember a time when you didn't have time to be outraged about the miscellaneous stuff because life was rough?
Yeah, you had to pick. You had to pick a priority. You had to pick a priority.
Life was kind of prioritized for you.
Yeah,
you didn't have to pick. Yeah, you didn't. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. People, like you said, they're choosing to be outraged. We didn't have time to be outraged. We're trying to survive.
Yeah, big difference.
Life was rough. You feel me? Everybody didn't come from a silver spoon. There was 1,001 ways for you to just make money doing, like, you know what I'm saying, social media type stuff, and you know what I'm saying, become Twitter famous, and YouTube was not popping. Like, there's so many other avenues for people to generate money or try to make a way that wasn't available. Like you said, there was no lift. When you said that, I thought, shit, lift your feet to get where you want to go.
Yeah, it was called getting on the good foot. What y'all know about getting on the bus?
Look, hey, I'm gonna tell you like this. I got a notification from my son's school. They door dashing food to the school because they asking they telling the parents, yo, y'all kids gotta stop door dashing food to the school because they got phones and they got their parents and the card. And my son uses a cash. When he asks for money, I send him money on the Cash App to use it on the card. They at the schools door dashing their lunch in junior high school.
You remember when if you lost your little paper slip, you wasn't eating that day.
No.
Yo, you was not eating.
Fortunately, I ain't gonna lie. My parents, I always was mad that I had, like I didn't. My
The
parents
lunch
made
card.
enough. Nah, I didn't never got free lunch. So like the free lunch kids, they was getting the school lunch, and sometimes that shit was fire.
He was getting breakfast and all of that.
Nah, but my pops, he making me lunch, and he using a bread maker, and my bread is falling apart. So I'm eating. Like,
he looking worse than the lunch card kids.
You ever seen bread fall apart?
No,
Bruh, no. You sure that wasn't croutons?
I mean, on a consistent basis, the bread was falling apart. So like the sandwich would be in the bag. And
I was eating peanut butter and croutons.
It's just meat. Pause. Like. Yeah.
He eating deconstructed sandwiches. He wasn't getting his timey bougie.
It was just falling apart. So yeah, man.
My man was like, pass bougie one of these.
Shout out
oranges.
to the free lunch kids. I never got that.
Yo,
I really wanted.
I did envy that because that breakfast. Yeah, that pizza looked crazy.
That breakfast pizza looked fire.
It's crazy though because it's like in elementary you got the lunch card, right? If you didn't, you either had to bring a lunch or pay for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you hit junior high. And from what I remember, everybody was paying. Like they either gave free lunch or you could choose to buy lunch. And a lot of people chose to buy lunch. And they had different booths and stuff. I ain't have money for that. I had to eat whatever the school provided.
Yo, in 9th grade, I used to take Jairus's jacket and his ID card because he had the same jacket on an ID card and lanyard.
Hey.
So I used to take his jacket and his lanyard and show ID.
Hold on. Could y'all leave school for lunch in high school?
Nah.
In high school?
Nah.
It was called
really.
cutting.
Yeah, we didn't. You're not supposed to come back.
Listen,
Yeah, it was called cutting.
You're a good student if you come back.
that was everybody from freshmen to seniors could leave for lunch. Like we was leaving, and you would hitch a ride.
It sounded like a job. Clocking out and clock back in.
At school,
I couldn't.
Some kids wasn't coming back, but obviously, I mean, they gonna leave when they want to leave anyway.
If you left the campus, you were in trouble.
Nah, we could leave for lunch, bro.
Man, that was good privileges, bro.
We
I
was
swear.
leaving. You know,
I
that's
stayed
back
down
when
the
Little
street from the
Caesars was
school.
really $5.
Like we had to sneak back on campus.
Yeah, nah, it was like
Sneak
nah,
off,
you could,
sneak back.
you could leave.
So you just was
I mean, we could
privileged the whole
leave
way
too.
around.
This is Golden
dog.
West.
I left.
My nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
That's because it didn't reach down there in Visalia yet. Like now they got a gate around the school.
With
It's a
barbed
gate.
wire.
It's a gate with the arrows. Them the kind you got to be careful.
That's electrified until school lessons.
Caught on that motherfucker. You know the thick black gates with the little arrows on them.
Yeah.
You get caught on that motherfucker. Is
Yeah, God.
your shirt get.
What, they have John Wick doing roll call?
Yeah. But yeah, man, you could leave for lunch back then. Now, yeah, it's not happening.
Basically, what we're saying, and these kids are too.
But they don't have to. They
nowadays
door
to have
dashing.
an understanding of what
That,
it really
but see,
is.
everything that we saying, I know it sound like a broken record. Everything that we saying, that's experience, yo. You know what I'm saying? That's real experience, and that's why we can survive through certain things. We can survive.
But can you be mad at that? Like
you talking about ordering DoorDash in junior high, bro. Most people didn't have phones until high school.
Yeah.
If they had a phone in high school.
That's crazy. Like you could just be. They don't even understand. They're not appreciative of it because they didn't grow up without it. You feel me? So when they didn't grow up without it, now it's like, oh, that's just regular. But if they just didn't have none of that, they'd be like, what? They really in the future. They're in the future.
Man, that's wild. Yeah.
Nigga.
Because technology was nothing like what it is now, bro.
No, they got some great things that I envy. Like I wish.
No, 100%.
I wish, but I will say that if the world were to regress, because it can easily happen, we would be good.
They lost in the sauce.
We would be good.
They don't even know their addresses.
Netflix is just not having to change the DVD.
Bro,
You understand? Everything that we experience is just a simplified and faster way of what we already did.
Bro, I seen a video on Instagram, and the lady said,
Blockbuster, son.
no. He was somewhere trying to fill out a paper. He was filling out an application,
Netflix.
and the dude said, "What's your social?" And this nigga said his Instagram.
Sir. Social number. Social number. Remember when you had to memorize phone numbers?
Yeah.
What?
That's what I'm saying. Everything is simplified now. We knew you could ask the homie,
Yes.
hey, what's Whoop-de-Whoop's number? Oh, it's blah, 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 blah. That's what I mean. Like, we could literally survive. You know what? There should be a day. I'm going to put this out there and see if somebody in office can make this happen. We should have a day once a year called Retro Day where you can't use no internet. You got to use the phone book. You can't use Google. Everything shuts down.
That's going to be fun.
You know what I'm
Shut
saying?
down the internet?
Yes.
And
No
Wi-Fi?
internet, bro. No GPS. You got to get a map. Matter of fact, not even a day, a week. Let's do a week. You got to use maps. You have to use landlines or pay phones, right? You got to either take the bus or you got to walk, right?
Well, what year we at? Because we using pagers or we using what we doing?
The 90s.
The 90s.
We'll sit right there in the 90s.
Using smoke signals.
Because see, with a lot of these,
niggas had cell phones in 98.
yeah, in the 90s, yeah, but
Smoke signals.
car phone. If you can get a car phone,
Mama had one of them cell
Yeah, you
phones
can
with
see
the
them.
big flip down thing.
yeah, you can use flip phones, right?
Okay.
You can use that, but you got to remember, you got it. You can't use no internet,
I'm
none of that.
viciously hanging up on people all day on that.
Right?
They're like, what?
You know, and then you know what? Let's do
All
it.
right,
Let's take it a
hold on, you
step
said
further.
no, it's internet, but what about dial-up? AOL.
You can use dial-up.
AOL.
You know, you can use dial-up, but you know, here's the other thing,
Xbox on
They don't know
crazy
about
that
sneaking
day.
on the internet.
bro.
You couldn't.
Bro, there's something else I'm missing too. With the phones, you got to go off minutes.
Sound like a dinosaur.
You got to do
fight.
minutes, and you got to do phone card. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch that long distance on that landline.
Okay, so
I don't talk to nobody anyway. I'm gonna be all right.
You got to call the movie theater to see what time a movie showing is.
Yo,
all
you
right?
know what I asked somebody a
Call
while
the
back?
theater.
I was like, yo. I was like, you remember popcorn? It's like, no. I was like, what?
yeah,
You don't remember popcorn? I remember popcorn.
Yeah,
yeah.
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 Y'all don't remember popcorn.
They give you the time.
Man, time in the day? Yeah. It was the number was actually popcorn.
As far as TV goes, ain't no rewind, and you make sure you go to that movie channel or the TV guide. I'm sorry, to see what's gonna come on.
Hey, let's talk about how
I'm gonna watch the
I be at
box.
the movie theater sometimes, and I'm like, wait, I might just stop fucking around with the movie theater, cause when I can't pause or rewind some shit, I get kind of frustrated. Like, I can't put the captions on. I didn't hear that shit. It's like, what the fuck he said?
He's standing like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Yo, pause it.
And cause then you like,
Yo.
you like, damn, I gotta sit here,
Yo, just bring me another cup, man. I ain't getting up.
and I'll be falling asleep half the time in them comfortable ass chairs. So I damn near stay home.
Yo, I think that should happen. I'm advocating for that for a week. That's what needs to happen. And let's find out who's who at the end of the week. Let's find out.
It's a survival game.
Yes, it's a survival game.
I'm just mad
Because I feel like by
get in the
Wednesday,
frame, my nigga.
because I feel like by Wednesday, people is gonna be like, "Yo, turn the Wi-Fi on, man. Just turn the Wi-Fi on." They're gonna be up there like John Q. Turn the Wi-Fi on, man.
I'm definitely gonna need a Nintendo.
That shit.
I think we can make it.
I need a Nintendo and
It's gonna be a lot of death and violence.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That'll be the beginning of the purge.
Ain't gonna be no TikTok dances.
Nope. Nah, you really gotta dance like that with no credit.
Now the kids gonna be like bored and they ain't gonna know what to do.
They could go outside and play
Yeah.
like we did.
They don't know what to. What
Now
plan.
remember, they can't come back in the house, right? You stay
come in the
out
house,
there.
you stay in the
you
house.
thirsty? Go turn the water hose on.
all day. You gotta stay
Yeah.
outside. Like you gotta figure it out.
Yo, the water
That
hole
was
used to
crazy.
run hot for 5
Hey,
minutes.
is
That's
that-
why you never did first dibs. Go ahead, you got it.
Is that considered
Sheesh.
like? What do you call that?
What? Drinking water out of a water hose?
Like telling the kid they can't come back inside.
Oh, like
until
is it some form of abuse or something
they-
like that?
You ain't play enough. Like
Yeah, go stay outside. But you know what was
Then
crazy?
you come inside and they're like, you smell like outside. Go shower. You had me outside for 7 hours.
But you know what was
do you
crazy?
expect?
Is like we had to pick and choose when to come in and out the house, right? But the minute we were told that we couldn't go outside, bro, that was like, please, anything but making me stay in the house.
Bro, because you think you finna.
day.
And what's crazy is every time you gotta stay in the house, you miss everything that happened, my nigga.
That be the day where everything
Check
go
this
down.
out though. Check this out though.
So
Like you said, like have to stay in the house. How many TVs was in this house you had to stay in, son? Yeah, it was one, maybe two, right? It was one living room, one of your parents' room. You didn't really have a TV, right? And if you did, your TV wasn't for nothing but playing video games. There wasn't.
I had a TV in my room.
Yeah,
I had a game room.
I used to try to watch HBO, but we didn't have HBO, and it was all squiggly like that. And I try to catch
After Dark. Yeah, I know.
Catch some body parts on the nasty channel.
Now, I had a TV too, but I just know, like, at a young age, at a younger age, you talk about like 7, 8, 9.
I thought
10.
I was him because I had the big TV that was on the floor in my room.
Huh?
Yeah, siblings.
Not until moms got married. No. So I used to be able to watch TV in the living room. It never affected me.
Man,
I didn't care.
I didn't have living room.
I had all the action.
Living room was like you had to have like the remote.
I used to come home from school, grilled cheese and hot chocolate and cartoons.
Used to have a code on the remote and all of that.
Hey, look,
the code on the remote.
I tell niggas about
and he cracked the code too. He cracked the code to the Matrix.
Well, I'm not gonna spend all day here. Short story, even shorter.
We didn't spend half an hour.
DirecTV, 4-digit code on there all the time for years. This is like 96 to like 2002 or 3. So I see my parents put in one of the digits, right? When we lived in Oakland.
This dude was a real hacker.
We invite Cellular now. That's in the 90s. Like in the 2000 something, I seen another one. And everybody who came over, my cousins was there this summer, and I was like, hey, I seen another number. Because they all knew about the code thing. Like we always, and it was just
this shit sound like Maze Runner.
Like it was just, they had the general one on there. So it was like certain, like just HBO or a certain channel. It wasn't even like explicit stuff.
It wasn't like the Spice Channel.
They didn't have it that back then.
Spice.
They might have.
Channel.
But anyway, I went and wrote down on the book.
Wow.
Every possible like combination of that shit.
The code writer.
It took me like 4 pages. I think on the like back of the first page I had it. Boom, cracked it. Like it was like one of those things like forever you try to figure that out.
The time and dedication.
Nigga, what? You know how many on DirecTV, like, you know, other cable might have had like one porn channel. On DirecTV,
it had everything, dog.
And it was some shit that was
I'm not gonna lie,
your
bro.
Your parents slammed that cable bill down like, yo.
Listen, let me tell you something. DirecTV, because I remember we went over somebody's house and they called it the bullet. Like, yeah, they put the bullet in the DirecTV so you can see everything.
What?
And so we was like, all right, let's do this, man. Turn to the bad shit, right?
Nigga felt
and I
like
seen how sex really looked. And I was appalled. I was like, oh my God.
Turn this shit off.
I was like, whoa, it looks like that?
Go back to X-Men.
Yeah, I was like, yo, why you look like that?
Is that what they're doing? Oh, that hair.
Yo, bro, I was like, yo, man, let's just, turn it back to SWAT cats, dog. Never mind.
We in there watching all kind of shit, Showtime. Yeah.
Skinamax. It was crazy, bro.
That back in the DirecTV days.
Yeah, DirecTV showed you what life really was.
And you had to be on point, too. You had to have your previous channel
last.
set, ready.
Yeah, last.
Ready.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody come in, poop.
Yeah, cowboy.
Easy.
Huh?
High noon. But yo. I gotta bring it up, dog, because I know this is gonna take a minute.
Oh, man.
So, Jada Pinkett has been going on a tour,
man,
sharing some things about her book, and people have chose to pick the topic about her and Will Smith up, and there's been a conversation, but I kind of feel like a mild debate about humiliating Will Smith again. Now, the debate that I seen, and I shared some stuff with Poe, where now there's people that are thinking that, man, this dude had to do something to this woman for her to keep embarrassing him like this.
Man, look,
I don't know, but
herself at this point in time, yeah, she embarrassing herself. Like, everything she's saying and doing is not like making it. He may be embarrassed, but at the end of the day, it's really on her. Like, regardless of whether he did anything or not, and this is the repercussions or what's she doing to get back, like, we don't know that, and all we see is what you're doing, and it's distasteful. So
is this like a form of clout chasing again? Like, I brought up the little pump thing.
She ugly to me now.
Yeah, she don't look how she used to look.
Not even just that. Like, she's ugly now.
I get what you're saying.
You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I look at her like,
Well, it's one of those things where it's like you think somebody's really attractive, and then you start seeing who they are, and then you start highlighting little blemishes that you overlook. Yeah,
because I was watching Jason's lyric and I almost forgot, and I was like, damn, because she had that other haircut. So then,
yo, said that other haircut.
You remember that? The look.
I think it's a form of clout chasing, to be honest, bro, because I don't understand. For once in my life, I agree with Amanda Seales when she said, we don't care, it's none of our business.
Bro.
What she's talking about with Will. And then there were some people, because my wife's been watching her favorite people on YouTube cover the conversation, and they tried to reference Will talking about Jada in his book. You know, I read his book because I was a huge Will Smith fan.
That, right.
And the crazy thing about his book is, out of everything that he talked about, I swear Jada was probably like maybe 5% of the book.
Well, because it's not about.
I mean, he covered James Lasseter, who, you know, was a big part of him and Jazzy Jeff's career. He even took time to talk about Jazzy Jeff and how he got started and his health conditions and stuff like that, growing up as a kid. I mean, he went down the line. He talked about the Grammy situation with them not even showing them accepting the hip hop Grammy. I mean, there was so much things talked about with really his life, his abusive dad, his influential grandmother. So when people, sometimes I feel like when something really, really bad is happening to somebody, it's so bad that it's like, you had to do something. And it's like, that's not the case all the time.
Or he's leaving her out because whatever they're talking about is going to go against the image that they're portraying.
Maybe no. He talked about Jada in the book, and he talked about how they had some differences here and there.
Yeah, but he ain't talking about the real shit, because the differences ain't nothing about.
Well, you see, this is the thing about it. I feel like if there is something and he's not disclosing it, it's because it's personal, and it's supposed to remain that way. When you're married to somebody, it's a lot of things that are supposed to stay inside the four walls that you call home, right?
And I would think that with any relationship, right? If you're close to somebody, right?
There's a lot of stuff that you just don't disclose. You deal with it in-house, you handle it in-house, and it stays in-house. So for her to be talking about so many different aspects of the relationship and different things, and she disclosing so much, like, yo, it's almost like the trust has been broken. Like, because why would you take in-house issues and broadcast them and make them public? Like, are you really trying to get sales for your book? Are you like, why would you come out with a memoir, and your memoir is more about your relationship instead of your life, like Will's was, right? Why would you not talk about everything from how you came up, right? Because she in Baltimore selling drugs to where she is now, right?
Yeah, she said she.
So why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you like disclose your life and how everything came about? Why would you focus specifically on your relationship, your marriage, and you want to commit suicide and all these different things? Like, why would that be your focal point? Why?
Yeah, and I mean, even if people are choosing on what they want to talk about in the interviews, she had an opportunity, and I would think that because she's seasoned in PR, to be like, yeah, that's a small part of the book. I also talk about blah, 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 but she embraces that conversation. Even the Tupac conversation don't make sense to me. Now, she knew him personally. Obviously, they were close, so she has that on anybody that wants to critique her. But it is weird, and I seen a comment on one of these posts when these blog sites were posting about it. I said it's kind of crazy that she waits until Afeni's not here anymore to talk about certain things that Pac said and did.
My question is, why are they still? Their kids are grown, so whatever. Like I have questions. Like, why are they still together if this is the way that they kind of feel about each other?
Oh, I seen a clip on that. She said that she can't bring herself to divorce him.
Jada, knock it off.
You gotta say which Jada, because I'm a Jada Kiss fan. He go hard with the bars, so make sure you say Jada Pinkett.
Jada Pinkett.
There you go.
Smith. Knock it off.
Yeah, for real, man. I think from where I stand, I don't care what the hell Will did. I don't care if it's the worst thing. He probably did, but guess what? You wait until now, because like,
It's funny.
If you address something when it happens, people gotta respect it. It's just like the whole slap with Chris Rock. Then she wanted to say, "Well, I was shocked that he said my wife." But y'all showed up together. Y'all sitting next to each other, and y'all did a whole red table talk together.
Like, knock it off, just because y'all haven't been like.
Yeah, and it's like,
tell me where he's lying
she's
at.
Doing this to everything she's saying is like dry snitching.
Even when he did his apology, he did not make it about Jada. He made it about having accountability for himself and the way he reacted and this, that, and the third.
She's using ways to talk about him in a way to disclose information. Like every time she mentions him, it's in a way to kind of throw him under the bus, but also kind of lightly disclose parts about the relationship that we were not privy to.
Because she feels some type of way. I believe she feels some type of way because of her infidelities being exposed, right? As far as in her entanglement and whatnot, and everything that came about with that. If Will Smith really did anything, we never really heard about it, right? It was never out there. He was never villainized.
He messed with somebody that know how to shut the hell up for the time
He was never villainized, right? She was, because of how she operated and things that she did and how she went about it with the red table talk and all this other stuff. So it's almost like, well, now that I've been painted in this light, the best way to try to save face.
Well, her plan backfired. She was like, we need to, we want to tell our story and this, that, and the other.
Who thought that would, like, to me, I don't know if that's even, like, that makes me think about your judgment. Because why would you think that would even be looked at as it would have a good outcome? Like, disclosing that information about her in August.
I'm gonna keep it G. She was better off lying. She was better off getting on the red table and be like, "Yo, that did not happen. I don't know what's going on with him."
They exposed it.
Well, August Alsina said something.
Oh yeah,
right? Because see, a lot of people.
August, you slimy, my nigga.
But he is slimy because now he's swinging the other way of the door.
What?
You know what I'm saying? That was on a reality show.
Oh yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by like the celebrity clout chasing with all of this stuff. But I feel like when she decided to do that red table talk with Will and put everything out there to talk about, she was trying to control the narrative because somebody spilled the beans on something that she didn't expect to happen. But instead of just ignoring it like a lot of other celebrities do and letting that person sound crazy by themselves.
So that's what happened.
Because that's what there's a lot of stuff that come out about Jay-Z and Beyonce. I've even heard stuff about LeBron.
But at this point,
they don't acknowledge it. But when you acknowledge it, you're going to incriminate yourself because now you're giving an opportunity for people to decide if you're telling the truth, your body language, your tone, how long it took you to say yes or no. So you should have just shut up and moved on about
y'all.
it.
Like, y'all, we really forgot all about it. There's all kind of shit happening. It's like a lot of things going on, and then we just hear you keep coming out of nowhere disclosing information and like just leave us alone.
Yeah. It's trash. Like, she's trash.
Don't forget.
Now you're bugging us.
Don't forget.
We didn't ask for the information. We don't need it. We don't really care because at this point it's like damn, that's trash.
We really don't want to hear it no more.
We don't care.
And for the record, all of you guys that are tuning into all of the different blogs and content and stuff like that, you guys do need to remember that Red Table Talk did just get shut down, so it's no longer a show.
Oh, good. On Facebook.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
So it's kind of when y'all got to pay attention to timing. Will did a book, then the slap happened. Now she's doing a book addressing the slap. She doesn't have a show no more, which means she doesn't really have that platform. And even that platform was suspect because you look at some of the guests she had on there, like Will's ex-wife, which was Trey's mom. And they talked about their interaction when they first got together. And so when you just look at the cesspool of BS that was going on the show, on top of emasculating Will on her show because somebody else didn't know how to keep their mouth shut. Who knows? Maybe they were swingers. But whoever you was swinging with didn't know how to play the game right. And now you want to be vindicated or whatever the case.
Shit.
I'd swing on her.
But I just that whole scenario is trash.
Yeah, and I'm tired of them.
And what I don't like, and I'll close my point with this. What I don't like is sometimes people are trying to judge Will in a scenario with the situation as if he's the one running his mouth and doing all of this stuff. He's not. He came out with his book. He made a mistake at the Oscars. Now all of a sudden he's a beta and this, that, and the other. My thing is this: if y'all feel that way about that man, go see that man. Go find out if you're right about your theory. But if you just gonna get behind your podcast, or you're gonna get behind, you know, your keyboard on social media and express your opinions, that's letting me know how you feel. Because I don't know about y'all, we don't come from that generation. We come from the generation where we got to come see you about something. So all the subliminals and stuff. It's just like when somebody says something to a celebrity and they respond, "Oh, I didn't even know you was gonna respond. I'm actually a big fan." You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
Because Will might pop off. He really be slapping it.
Yeah, he's still from Philly.
The other time he just barely slapped. He gave one of them dual slaps. Like one of the medieval dual you slaps.
Yeah, dude kissed him.
Yeah,
yeah. So, I mean, it's just like, y'all wouldn't go run up on somebody that's doing that's in his position that you know personally like that. You're doing it just because you know it's harder for him to act out a character with the public than somebody you personally know. So stop it.
Segueing. So since you want to talk about podcasts and social media comments, what's up with this Drake and Joe Bidden nonsense, yo?
Let's talk about it.
So I actually watched Joe Budden's commentary, and I was not. I didn't see what was wrong. It was actually, to me, it was constructive criticism, and he had a lot of good points about like the whole, you know, you hanging out with these youngsters and this, that, and the other. We live in a time period where accountability is hating, or criticism is bitterness, and I have my opinions about how Joe Budden be rocking with certain stuff, but he was basically addressing the content of the project and the direction he's going for his age.
And I mean, you know, as somebody who has a podcast and, you know, talks about music and everything, that's kind of like right up his alley.
Right.
My only issue was that my guy had on flip-flops and his legs crossed. I was like, yo.
Joe is known for sitting.
I know. But it's just like, it takes a different form when you got on flip-flops.
Yeah,
dog. The toes out. Like,
that's crazy.
But the crazy part
like
for me
dudes
is
that wear flip-flops with Nike socks and Nike flip-flops, Nike shorts.
Slides different. All right, he had on thong sandals, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Toes.
Yeah.
You separating the toes. Joseph.
That's why. Like
Joseph.
Toes is crazy.
Man, men should not wear anything that has the word thong in it. And he had on thong sandals.
So he had the paps.
Yeah. That's why I was like, yo. What he said, giving his opinions and whatnot. Yo, that's he's open to do that. And the thing about it is, like, you gotta think about this, right? As an artist, not him, but Drake, as an artist, you putting out projects and you being the level of celebrity that you are, you should already be aware that a lot of people are going to give their opinion and their takes on your music and how you're operating, right? You put yourself out there in the public, so you can't get upset or offended when the public decides to speak on you, right?
Yeah.
This is my thing. This is crazy. Because obviously, I know I listen to I listen to Joe's podcast. Mm-hmm. I've never been a fan of Joe's music. One.
Right? You don't like Pump It Up?
What?
But let's just break this down.
Tripping.
A lot of people I'm a fan of that I don't like the thing that they're known for, like their music. Right?
Is Joe really known for his music?
But one, we know him for his music.
Pipe down.
One, Drake called him a failure, right?
Yeah, that was wild.
I can't say someone's a failure if they got the first thing they came out with is a hit.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. It just went gold. Like, how is that failing?
It just went gold?
It didn't just get gold. They're saying that it just went gold, but regardless of that.
RIAA said.
Yeah, we could talk about that. But we know this as a hit.
I haven't went gold, so I can't talk shit.
But he's like a one-hit wonder, right? If the first thing you try to do and you kind of succeed at it, whether people look at it as like the core of the culture or not, I can't call you a failure if we know you for this, right? And Drake, you were a fan of Joe Budden at the time that you're saying he was trash. You literally are saying, I was a fan of you when you were trash. And then now I'm coming back and saying you are a failure at something that you succeeded at.
That's when people started comparing his streams.
Did he say he was trash, or did he just say he was a failure?
He said he called him a failure with the response tweet or whatever, or a Instagram post. You know, you failed at music and you had to go to podcasting, and man, that sounds a lot like me.
then look at this. If I'm a failure, if I tried something and didn't succeed, and then I come back and remix whatever I did, and now I have one of the top,
probably the top podcast in hip hop.
It's number 5 in all categories
of podcasting.
See, all right.
Am
so
I a
here's
failure?
my thing.
Like, what are we talking about?
Here's my thing, right? I feel like everybody has their own definition of what success is.
Absolutely.
So it might be a failure by what you consider to be success, but if I set out to do something and I execute and I do it, to me, that's success because I succeeded in executing on an idea and bringing it to life. I succeeded at doing something I wanted to do and I made it happen. I succeeded at being able to progress in whatever way that I felt I wanted to. Did I reach the heights that I would have liked to? No, but a lot of people do things and don't reach the heights that they would like to, but that doesn't mean that they're failures.
Some people reach the heights and don't like it up there.
That's another thing.
How many people? Dave Chappelle.
So as soon as you said that, that's the first person I thought about. But so the thing about it is just like I kind of appreciate how Joe responded to that because he was like, "You'll grow up sooner or later." You know, Father Time is on. He didn't address the long as emotional post that was made because it was a emotion made.
Bro,
I mean,
he felt the way. He felt the way
post.
about that.
Because think about this. Like, one, this guy, you were a fan of this guy, right?
Right.
And Joe, this is another reason why it was an emotional post because he responded to him in a DM afterward and was saying, and just had to but also, for years, anyone who listens to this to the Joe Bidden podcast, probably twice a week, Joe is talking about how much he likes Drake. He's a fucking fanatic.
Yo, it's crazy because like
he's a Drake
when Drake
fan.
did that because I seen this clip when Drake did that freestyle with the I forgot dude's name, but Drake had did a freestyle and Joe Budden was like, yo, that freestyle was crazy. I'm scared of his next album. Like if he's gonna rap like he did on a freestyle on his album, he's like, I'm scared.
He
of his
promotes
next album.
Drake's albums. They've been promoting this album.
They're similar, bro. They're similar artists because if you listen, Joe gets busy on the mic, bro.
I can't be a failure if you said on air, I used to rap like him, and then I ended up finding my own voice. I'm not a failure if the number one guy used my flow.
They do.
You can say whatever you want.
They are masters. Joe Budden and Drake are masters at emo rap. Bro, like one of my favorite songs, it's not just a Joe Budden song. It's songs like 15 minutes long. It's Slaughterhouse. It's called Truth or Truth. And it was Joel, Royce, Crooked Eye, Joe. They was all getting busy, like letting their emotions out as far as things they've went through, and they were going crazy.
Crooked Eye.
Yeah, and who's another a very slept on.
When you say Royce and Crooked Eye, I was like,
that was Slaughterhouse, bro. They got busy. For people that think
Joe started. Slaughterhouse.
He started it. You understand what I'm saying? So
he got a lot of accolades.
He can get down on that microphone. I will never take that away from that guy.
He could not.
You know what I'm saying? But what happens is people look at the numbers, right? And they'll be like, oh, well, because you didn't reach this height and you didn't do these numbers, you're trash. Nobody will ever say that about Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson does not have Hall of Fame numbers. But if you were there at that time when that man was playing football and baseball, you would have thought like, yo, this is probably the greatest athlete ever. You understand what I'm saying?
Until you saw Primetime, but again, Bo paved the way for Primetime.
Exactly. You see what I mean? So when you start doing that, it's like, bro, talent is talent no matter how you feel about it. No matter how you feel about it.
This just hella funny to me because I like people who are villainous heels who succeed.
Right. So
I've always been a fan of niggas like Razor Ramon.
The bad guy.
I like Floyd Mayweather. I like.
Is he really villainous?
Yeah. I like all the bad guys who are good at what they do and great at what they do and continue to succeed. Because to me, it's like, talk your shit, but you still are great.
I understand what he's saying. He likes the people that are loud mouths and is there to stay. Because that's why Ali was my favorite of all times.
I got you.
You know what I mean? I kind of
boisterous type.
Or just that arrogance. That's what I loved about Kobe.
Backing it up.
That's what I loved about young Kanye, because it was like, yo, I talk my noise because I put in the work. I'm not talking my noise because I feel a way about you. And that's what the climate. I think that's what the climate is missing right now, is that, yo, some people that are talking their noise, look at their work ethic before you say, man, they just hating this. Bro, if they're producing, they're consistently producing at whatever craft that they're doing. They're not just saying what they're saying for no reason. They're saying it because they're invested into it. It's part of them. It's part of their DNA.
When people want someone to lose so bad, but the person is just so good at what they do.
Right.
I just be like, man, I respect the fuck.
So you're saying I should talk more? No.
I agree. Yes, shit, you have the floor.
I love it.
But yeah, I thought Drake exposed his emotions big time with that response, because if you're up here, right,
on another,
if you're on another level right here, and a failure has you doing all of that, he struck a nerve.
Yeah,
100%. He struck a nerve.
You posted it on DJ Academic's page.
That was, you talking about Jerry from Tom and Jerry?
Yo,
can't unsee that.
No, he looks like Alvin.
He looked like Jerry when Erykah Badu
Alvin.
said that.
What's the one?
Simon or Theodore?
Theodore.
The Rescue Rangers. The Rescue.
Oh, bro, Chippendale.
I knew I recognized it.
Yo, shout out to Act. Just playing, no shout out.
I knew it.
But yeah, I think that was overdone, and you're right. Like, Drake doesn't understand. That was a clear example of somebody just reacting.
And he didn't trash
like, you know
the
what I'm saying? Emotional rapper gets emotional.
Yeah. And I mean, there is a blueprint for an aging artist. I would
stop being like
I'd recommend you follow the Nas route. I'm gonna just say that.
Drake, man.
I think that's what Joe Bidden was trying to encourage. Like, you see who Nas was, and you see who he is, how he's rapping, and the things that he's doing. He's rapping his age.
I mean, take two greats. Not even just Nas, but Jay-Z.
Jay-Z as well.
Remember what he did with the Magna Carta album, and they were like, "Yo, what is this?" He's starting to rap his age, and he's speaking on things that you can't really obtain or experience unless you're not only up there financially, but up there age-wise to actually comprehend what it is he's talking.
But see, the other thing about Joe is, like, anything that people like say about him as like a knock or a fault, it doesn't work to like make him feel bad. And I like this, and that's what kind of resonates with me with Joe. I'm gonna talk about he talks about all the things, like he knocks himself so much. He clowns his musical career all the time. He talks about how trash some of his stuff was.
Yeah, he's taking your power
tours,
away.
like the guys being there, he's always talking about how trashed he was.
Being open, there's nothing wrong with being open, being accountable, and being honest. Right. There's nothing wrong with that.
For real.
The issue is that not enough people do it. So when you do it, right? I said doo-doo. When you do it, it's looked at a certain way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
that's
it's
real.
not, but honestly, honesty is okay.
Yeah, but Drake has insecurity, so that's why when he's
again emotional.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like once Joe said that and it became a conversation, you started seeing more people being like, you know what? He's kind of right. Because even Charlemagne said something too. You know what I mean? Some more people are starting to be like, wait, hold on. Yo, he is right.
He's trying to maintain
he's like,
something.
yo, I have to look how old he was. And it's like, you're 36. You're about to be 37 or 36 or whatever. It's like, you're rapping like you're a kid. You're rapping for the kids. You're out here hanging with. Mm-hmm. And I mean, like, I understand what he's saying.
25-year-old age thing again.
Yeah.
I understand what he's saying to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? All in the same breath, I feel like Drake is rapping to cater to the audience that keeps him relevant and buys all his music and goes to all the
Drake
concerts. Right?
So,
right?
Is that why Lil Pump said that?
Well, Lil Pump and him have they have of friendship, right? They're cool.
So
and
then the 25 thing, he was making a comment because Joe.
Oh,
was
Little Pump. I was thinking Yachty.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yachty. Lil Bidden was talking about Drake rapping to the 25-year-olds or dating these 25-year-olds. And Drake had a problem with that, but it was like Joe said, you the one that told us about that, so I was just making a comment on it. But the 25 age thing, I'm wondering if Pump said something about that 25 age thing because of this conversation.
I doubt it. I think Lil Pump's comment was just a random one-off by some irrelevant dude. I don't think it had anything to do with. It's just coincidence in a sense because of how that dialogue went. But I don't think. I feel like Lil Pump isn't in tune enough to be on point. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that Drake needs to understand and realize that he's privileged at this point in hip hop because there's so many people that didn't get to get old in hip hop. There's a lot of artists, people that we consider legends that were gone at 25, before 25, that are still talked about because everybody has to be haunted with the what if. So from Joe Budden's perspective, I respect what he's saying because we have to allow people to age in the game and stop treating hip hop like it's a young man's game when it just turned how old in August? 50. And hip hop is 50 years old.
It's coming from these older artists. Some of the best freestyles are coming from these older artists.
People that were raised off the golden ages.
Game, they have came up. They have
skill.
Yeah,
not just skill, but they have like mastered the craft to
exactly.
They're real MCs, master of ceremonies.
Right.
They're real. They really mastered their craft and figured out their sound and how to navigate and give you something that's not only valid but shows the level of maturity that they have in the game.
Exactly, man. And we see that in other categories, but I think where people are missing it in hip hop is, like I said, thinking it's a young man's game. Look how long LeBron James is playing basketball. That's uncommon. Most players don't perform at the level that he's performing at that age. That means that you can't keep thinking that, oh, it's just for this. When hip hop was still fairly young, it was easy to look at it as a young man's game because the older folks were like, well, look at these young kids.
All this hippity boppity boo.
Yeah. Well, they thinking that maybe he's doing this for the longevity part and not really necessarily for that, like, in order to maintain his longevity in the game, he has to stay with the new youth, or he'll age out.
If you want to, I'll say it like this: if you want to learn how to have longevity, you can look at the examples of people who have longevity. Look at the roles that Denzel has.
Well, we talking.
Look at the roles that.
How many can we really point out and say at their older age that they are doing what we would say like someone like Jay and Nas are doing? How many are coming out with new projects that are at better quality than maybe even some of their previous
I think
stuff?
it's a lot of them, but because of the oversaturation in the industry, oversaturation in the industry.
Saturation.
Yeah, so
oversaturation
in the industry. The other thing is the type of marketing it is from what it used to be, because I've been playing a DJ Quick song that came out this year for the past 3 weeks.
I just thought about something, and you know this artist, you're familiar with him. Look at the maturity and the growth of Larry June's music. Right? When he came out, he was slinging pussy heavy. He was pimping, right?
Right.
Now, we're talking about life.
Moving differently, raising his kid, watering his plants, finding love, expensive roses. These are all songs, organic love, organic fatherhood.
Yeah.
As he has grown mentally and financially, his lyrics have shifted.
Exactly.
Because your audience is growing with you too, though, right? So
think about Currency.
Currency too.
Talking about family.
You see what I'm saying?
Fatherhood.
All right. West Side Gun just dropped the album, right? He's still rapping about some of the same stuff, but there's still a shift in how he's going about it, because it's not so much about robbing, being in those spots, as it is about being fly, and he got his child on the record, and moving differently,
like
and investing in art.
The song Conway has with Jill Scott.
So it's just like
that's even turning into a trend now.
And those are artists, you know what I'm saying, that like have come out within like not currency, but a lot of these artists who've come out in the past 10 years, right, that have showed growth and elevation in their music over time.
That's why Cole's verse was considered better.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Cole is another one.
Yeah, Cole is another.
Not even just how he dressed, how he dressed, how he raps,
bro,
how
he's totally different.
Like,
when you look at Jay, because you don't even realize, I gotta give you your credit. You introduced me to J. Cole.
2008, probably.
Yeah, 2008, 2009. And when you look at who J. Cole was back then, you know, just kind of going along with the typical hip hop style and look, and then he woke up at some point and said, "Nah, this is who I am, and this is what I want to talk about." And usually artists that are really talented and students of whatever the craft is, once they realize that, people love them even more when they embrace it.
Have we really ever seen that before? Like the
Kendrick?
We've seen it, but not too much on a large scale. The rebirth of a rapper that was consistently like successful for that artist.
I haven't seen too many rebirths. I've seen more growths than rebirths.
See, rebirths, I would say like Nas. This is a rebirth of Nas. And the reason I'm saying that is a whole different sound than what he
Okay, I see
doing.
what you're saying with
and
the whole different
because of the sound, he's coming with a modern Nas. It's not like he's changing himself.
Yeah.
He's just grown for what's going on now. Like his cadences, the types of beats, and his flows are still memorable of Nas, but they've improved.
I feel like he put in that. I feel like they really like worked together, him and Hit Boy. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't trying to like
trying to adapt to the sound.
Sound. He was really just like, well, I guess you could say it kind of is. It wasn't.
I've done that myself with my music, bro. Like
he wasn't trying to like clout chase with any of the music.
That's why I understand that, because I've done that myself. I got stuff that I haven't put out yet, to where it's like I'm not trying to keep up, but I'm gonna let you know that this is what I do.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, and this may sound arrogant as hell, the music that's out, I can freestyle that.
Yeah, that's.
I could freestyle that. I could just punch. I just keep punching in and saying shit and put that out. And I'm not even gonna need
rap.
Yeah, that's not hard. That's not a challenge to me.
It's about to be over for that shit.
You see what I'm saying?
It's about to be over for that drill shit. It's about to be out.
Well, yeah, because people are oversaturating it. You know what I mean?
A lot, and it's of course people are oversaturating it because to a certain extent,
it's easy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say you don't need a real high level of talent to be able to execute drill rap.
Copy. So you hear 1,000 of the same songs.
Like a lot of
I got it.
Like in I'm about to say a lot of females do drill rap, and like when I say I don't mean like Nicki Minaj can actually rap. Megan Thee Stallion can actually rap.
I can't say Ice Spice, my nigga.
No, I finna say Rhapsody.
Yes.
Oh, Rhapsody's a rapper.
You understand what I'm saying? There are some real female rappers out here that, they're nice.
Yes,
right?
they are.
And then you have your Ice Spices and Sexy Riz and whoever else and whatnot. You know, those types. And I mean, I'm not knocking anybody for what they have going on or what they're doing, but what I'm saying is like they don't showcase high levels of
skill or talent,
rapping skill and talent with the way that they rap, or even the context,
or even like
of their songs.
Well, you got to think that like artists in this genre used to kind of operate like a cookbook. A lot of recipes have similar ingredients. And that's how artists were supposed to be. Nowadays, everything is microwave, right? Everything is processed, additives. You see what I'm saying? So it's not even about taking a dig. It's about calling it for what it is. A lot of OG people don't want to do or say what I'm about to say, because then they're going to look at as, oh, they're just old and washed up or mad. So I'll say it for them. These people actually created something and they went in and did something with it. Even if we're talking about remakes, right? Even when you hear people that's doing remakes of things that were classics to us, that was obviously oldie remakes, there's no effort put into it. They put a heavy ass bass on it, they put a couple snares on it, and then they rap over it, and they take a little bit of the concept of the original. But when you heard Dre, you heard Timberland, and you heard all of these artists remix something, they literally turned it into their version to where you can listen to their version and the original, and it still felt like it was two different songs. We don't feel that way now because everything is digital. Everything is microwave. We can shut down a podcast or drop a song and put it out on iTunes tomorrow.
Let's.
Okay.
Especially with AI.
Find some instrumentals.
Especially with AI.
Yeah, especially with AI. And there's things that I love and I hate about AI. You know what I mean? And so when people are saying these things about the climate of entertainment and people are getting critiqued, we need that if we want quality. Like, how do you have great quality without critiquing what's being produced? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
That's why when people say things, even people that we know personally, when they have a conversation with me or you guys about the podcast or our content, don't tell me. Go to the comment section. Put that shit down in the comment section for everybody to see. That's the best way you can hold somebody accountable to being better. You got to talk about it.
You know, it's crazy because you say quality check, and I'm like, bro, you said that, and I went to sneakers, and it's like because the quality check on sneakers, as far as like Nike and Jordan go, has went downhill, and the quality of shoes lately has been trash. So if there's no quality check with music, then there's nobody to actually say, yo, this should be. You're this
is the standard.
The bar.
Yeah.
This isn't gonna cut it.
Right.
Get that wax out of here. It's
right.
no, we're not. No, I'm not playing that. It's no.
Real talk.
No air, like, no airwaves, no airtime, no thank you.
I'll set it off. What was the name? Stoney. Yeah. Tossing shit out the window. Like back when you would give you a demo tape.
Yeah.
And it might end up in the trash.
Yeah.
Or somebody breaking down some weed on it.
Yeah.
Frisbee.
That's how it goes. Yo, this is for the streets. We don't let the streets hear it then. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of lost files out there, man.
Yeah, but this has happened to legendary people at some point. Like that's what's also missing too, that hunger. Because a lot of these cats that are successful they got turned away 20 times before they got their break. Now it just, like I said, if you're part of a gimmick, you know.
Bro, I heard something that Birdman brought cash money to Jay Prince before going to Capitol.
Universal.
Oh, okay, Universal.
Yeah.
Wherever he went, they got paid though. But it's almost like, think about like, you know, Jay-Z. How many times did he get turned away?
Mm-hmm. Oh hell yeah! They had to start Rockefeller because they got turned away all the time.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
and they talk about it.
The hunger isn't there anymore because then it's like, think about Nas' first album. Think about Jay-Z's first album. Think about DMX's first album. There was a certain hunger to that album.
Right.
It wasn't just like, I'm here now, I'm going to just put some out. It's like, I'm here and I'm looking to be here to say, I'm trying to eat. This is what it is. I'm coming for it. There was no mediocrity in those albums, bro. There was like a consistent listen through. How many albums can you just listen all the way through these days?
That was the original DNA of hip hop, though. This is what I'm going through, and this is how I feel right now. You know what I mean?
And
that was the original. That was original DNA until you start genetically modifying certain things.
You know how it's like, it was a strong introduction. There aren't strong introductions anymore. Nah. You get what I'm saying? They're like, because the hunger isn't there. It's like you get like there and you get there and you're just like, all right, I'm here. This is what I'm doing, guy. Like, yo, that's trash. Like back in the day, you had to have a strong introduction to even be taken serious.
Yeah. And your video had to be like,
everything had to be like, bro, everything had to hit. It had to strike a chord, right?
Yeah.
It had to come across a certain way to even really have your attention. Nowadays, it seems like whatever drop, people are giving it the time of day.
I'm gonna be real. I think that if people went back to that, they could be more impactful because of the saturation of how. Like, I was at the grocery store before we recorded, and this lady gave me a barbecue flyer. And I was immediately not interested. And the food probably was amazing. Why? Because it looks like every flyer when somebody's throwing a birthday party at the club. And so the first thing that popped in my head is like, yo, they need marketing help. You know what I mean? Just because you have a photo and a list of food that sound good, you know, we got to get back to that. And I don't just feel like that about hip hop. I feel like that about just quality in anything. You know what I'm saying? You have to have, like, even with Post Products right there, like, he has a unique way of how he wants it packaged and how he wants it to look, to where you know that that's earth tones when you look at it. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, go ahead. I see you feeling it already.
I know y'all can't really see it and all that, but yeah.
That matters. You know what I'm saying? And I think that matters in any type of craft that you're working on. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not going to do that, because I kind of want to diverge off of the music thing and let it be known that that's the bottom line point with what you're doing.
Well, you know, you're supposed to have a certain brand. And if you're working on your certain brand, your representation means everything.
Yeah. That's why branding is everything to athletes now. Ever since the college players are now getting paid, now you're that's your name. And that's your brand.
Advice. I took your advice. See, they don't know what I really did with the name. And everything. Like, this is intentional. So earth tones obviously is, you know, this is organic product, but the people who this is intended for,
yep,
you know, are people of the earth, the hues of the earth, right? And then the container is all kind of like reminiscent of that, try to look like that. So, you know, when you say make it a black product without saying this is for black folks or this is a black product, that was kind of what I kind of utilized as that idea too.
Yeah.
Something that strikes a chord. When you see it, it comes across a certain way. There's a certain interpretation when you see it.
Like, everybody can use this,
and it's kind of funny because, like, people will operate a certain way and do certain things, and then be mad at the interpretation, like they didn't comprehend. Like, the way you operate, the things that you do, and how you come across is how people will interpret you. And if you don't do it the right way, it's going to be a misinterpretation, and you're stuck with that.
I appreciate you saying that, because I don't care what walk you come from, what you've been through, how you advertise yourself is how people are going to see you. And you got to respect that, because they only have 2 eyes and 2 ears. You see what I'm saying? So in what I'm talking about is, I'm talking about, like, the whole, you know, don't judge a book by its cover. I understand that. But at the end of the day, bro, if the cover got maggots on it and everything, I don't want to touch the book. I don't even want to see what's inside if the outside look like that. So we gotta have some balance there.
Sometimes I look at a book and I judge it based on the title. Sometimes I judge it based on the care that's been taken of it, whether it's a paperback, is it a hardcover, is it dust on it, did you get this from a used bookstore, or like, are we talking textbooks? Like, it depends. So you can say all that, don't judge a book by its cover, but I'm gonna judge it.
Yeah, we are, because sometimes the way something looks, okay, this has been used, so this must be vital information, right? Or damn, this book came out 20 years ago and it looked brand new. Oh man, it don't look like too many people like this book. But we have to do that, because we live in a time period where we are being forced to accept everything.
Yeah.
How the hell can you be an individual if you have to accept everything? That means you're a part of everything, whether you like it or not. No, you're an individual. That's why people have relationships. That's why people rock with each other. So
I'm definitely an acquired taste. I am not for everybody, yo. I am not. You know what I'm saying? And you can't be.
Keep it that way.
Right.
You can't be.
Right.
You shouldn't want to be.
Right.
You shouldn't want to be a people pleaser. You shouldn't want to be for everybody, because if you're for everybody, you're for nobody.
That's real talk. That's real talk. Hey, a lot of artists should understand that.
They're too busy trying to run numbers up.
No, man.
Shit, I'm trying to run numbers up, man.
Me too.
Grocery shopping was a beastly.
You know what? I don't know. I operate differently in the grocery store. I don't know. I go in there with a high 75. I come out with bags.
Yeah, man. I go in there with my gun.
Not the price gun either.
Not the price gun. I would like all of your oranges, apples, and watermelons, please.
Just put it in the bag. Put it in the bag. No, the recyclable ones. No.
You want all the watermelons?
One of y'all.
Only the ones with seeds. Don't play me.
One of y'all is finna load the car.
Hella bags of watermelon.
Yeah.
Yo, we didn't get through all
it's
of
finna get hot.
We didn't get through all of the topics, man. But
Nothing.
that's all right.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's all right, man, because we gotta go. We gotta pay bills. As you see, we are back. For those that thought we wasn't, You've been tuning in to the Notion Podcast. I'm your host, Dizzy D Spill, here with my co-host in the building,
Jelani Evans,
former Poe.
And you already know what to do, man. You gotta check out Earth Tones by Edgar Allan Poe on Instagram. You already know Kicks and Sneakers is still rocking. You know where to find him. And Lavore Cole, which I'm rocking one of my signature pieces. So you can check us all out. But you know when to do it. Tune in every week on YouTube and all platforms. Until next time, peace.